Good evening. Are there really people who are destined to be unsaved? And how do you reconcile man's responsibility and God's sovereignty in salvation of one person? Thank you, Pastor.
It all plays in the freedom of choice of man. Uh, Man was created in the image of God. So he was not predestined to really go to hell. God's original plan for man that he will live eternally with him because he is the Son of God, first with Adam. But the freedom of choice is there, you know. That is the image of God in us. He also gave that to angels. So Adam chose to disobey, to follow the voice of the serpent. Oh. So he fell, but that was not the purpose of God. In the same vein, salvation is the same. By the obedience of one, many will be saved. By the disobedience of one, many will be lost. So it depends upon the choice that you make. As long as you know the truth, you are now deciding upon your own destination. It's in your hands now. If you want to go to hell, if you want to go to heaven, especially now that there's an appointed son who is telling you the truth, you know, who is telling you the truth. So I'm being hated by many because I tell the truth. So your destination is in your hands. Your destiny is in your hands, whether to go to heaven or not. Everything is now here, especially now that we have the internet. What I say here is broadcasted all over the world. So there is already a choice to be made. If you are really a right-thinking individual, even if you are not so spiritual, when you listen to me, you know what I'm saying is true. How do I reconcile man's responsibility and God's sovereignty? It is still, as I said, God's sovereignty is here. Even He is the sovereign God who made us all. He has the power to destroy us all. He did not do that. Instead, He showed His goodness, His mercy, and His compassion by giving us this planet Earth that we ought to take care of and then be reconciled back to Him. That is the original plan of God. So it is now man's responsibility to do exactly what the Word of God says. The question with humanity is that they don't listen to the Creator. They are so wise in their own mind that they are become gods to themselves. You know, we don't need the Word of God. We don't need the Bible. It's a hateful book, things like that. We want this, we want that. They are God to themselves. You know, the Word of God is the Word of the Creator who created us all. And when He sent Jesus Christ, He sent Him as the begotten Son, the Word made flesh, full of compassion, full of truth, and full of love. He wanted to let you know His compassion and love for humanity that He made. So He wanted you to come back to Him by availing of that compassion and love that He had shown on the cross. No one can do that, you know, give yourself on the cross and then still forgive your persecutors and those that killed you. That is the utmost compassion of God for man. Because He knows that when man dies without this salvation He has procured on the cross by giving us His Word, man is going to hell. There is one thing that man cannot avoid, even though he became a God to himself, powerful, rich, you know, and they are the ones that are making this world of ours, you know, making the world of ours turn. This is what society is about. It's controlled by politics here, politics there, controlled by these powerful people, and they are the ones making the laws, etc., etc. But in the end, all of these people will die. And they will face the Creator, the Judge, and there will be nothing there. You are not a general there anymore. You are not a trillionaire anymore there. You are not a billionaire. In fact, when you don't have salvation in the sight of God, you are naked, you are miserable, you are wretched. And then you say here physically, I have everything. I am rich. Oh, I have need of nothing. See?
Yes, Pastor, verse 17, because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable.
Who is this man saying that? The man that is God to himself. This is our modern society. You see that? You know? What they want is what happens into this world. Because they are so rich. I am rich. I am increased with goods. I am powerful. But you die. You die one of these days. When you die, you will face Him, and if you don't have the salvation I'm talking about, you don't know that because you said, I don't need this, because look at me. I am almost the God of this world. I have trillions in the bank. I'm powerful. I can influence the whole world. But you don't know the spiritual state of your soul. You're wretched, you're miserable, you're poor, you're blind, and you're naked. Because you are not rich in heaven. Why I'm saying this to all with authority? Because all of you trillionaires will die. All of you billionaires will die. All of you will die. Where will your accomplishment be? Left behind by you. What remains in your memory to others is just an epitaph of who you are. Once upon a time, he lived as the richest man on earth. Where are you now? You are 6 feet below the ground, but your spirit, your soul is now there in heaven. Wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked. You will all die. It is appointed unto men once to die, after death, the judgment. This is the end game. The end game of this ministry is the salvation of what is inside of you, not what is outside of you. So what will your accomplishment be? Because your final destiny is not this earth. It is where your soul is going to go. For further information, spiritual information, read Luke 16, verse 19, up to the last verse. The rich man and Lazarus. The rich man went to hell. Lazarus went to paradise. That is where all the souls are going, in one of those eternal destiny. So where is your soul going? That is the end game. That is the question.